just unboxed a nice set of used Brembos. What I mean by when I say the secret to big brakes, these came off of a Genesis. This is direct bolt-on, no brackets, no cuts, direct bolt-on to the TSX. I mean, these things go for thousands. They're expensive. I mean, the cheapest you're gonna get a new set is like $1,000 to $2,000. If you're going like Willwood, then Brembo I think starts around like $3,000 all the way up to like $5,000 or $6,000 depending on your application. As for this set of Brembos, I found them with around 80,000 miles on eBay for just over 400 bucks. These are in awesome condition. I'm gonna be changing the pads, and obviously you have to get different rotors that fit. I believe the Nissan Rogue with the third row seating only. That trim model had a bigger diameter rotor. As you see, these things have a little bit of wear and tear, chipping on the powder coating right here. I mean, still in great condition if I want to just bolt on and go. We're gonna take it a couple steps further, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop these off to get powder coated. Nice little color touch to really accent the wagon good. Time to get in to take it off my factory brakes. Unfortunately, the NSX is gonna have to go outside. But yeah, I guess let's just get right into that. So right now, we are gonna be taking the OEM calipers off of the rear, and we're actually just gonna get them powder coated because I'm gonna be running the factory ones. I'm not gonna go with a big brake kit in the rear. Just the front is already overkill. What's up, ugly? Nah, that's your name. It was good, buddy. How are you? That's a, if you know, you know. There they go. Look at that. Alright guys, so we just got the brakes back for powder coating and they look crazy good. Like, need powder coating, killed it. I can't even explain. Like, they got the color on point, and I'm only saying that because you're gonna see it now, because we're gonna take it to the next step, and now we're gonna ceramic coat them because it is a light color. I know I haven't said the color or showed the color yet, but the color is very light, so it's gonna get dirty. It's gonna get a lot of brake dust. So ceramic coating would be the best thing. So we are here at Dalen's Mobile Detailing here in Toms River, and they are gonna apply the ceramic coat. Let's get into that. I just want to get these things on. So this side, I didn't record it, but we had to use a cutoff wheel just to make some clearance on the brake shield, which is no big deal. This is what it looks like after. I obviously painted a little bit and sanded it down up there. I'm gonna show you the other side. Obviously, this is still all assembled, but as you see, it comes out to like here. We cut it back to like right around here. What up, what up? Alright guys, so the brakes are... Oh my Jesus. What is going on? Hold on. Alright, much better. So, now that I have the brakes on and they're all installed, Let's get more into the topic of this video, which is a secret to a cheap big brake kit. Now, when I say the secret to a cheap big brake kit is there's a lot of vehicles, and I know the more commonly used one would be a CTS-V. I think first gen CTS-V. The Brembos on that, I remember when I owned my powder coating business, I would get them all the time because you could put them on so many different applications. They make like kits for brackets and stuff. Thankfully, this one didn't really need for any kind of bracket or anything. It was direct bolt on, so I got lucky with that. There's not really much that you need for it besides, like, you know, sometimes you need different rotors, sometimes obviously the pads that are applicable to the big brake kit or the caliper. But I mean, in my case, I only needed I did get new pads, new brake lines, which I didn't need, but I did. New rotors. So there is a way that you could get a brake kit for cheap, whether it's on a bigger model or successor model. It's always nice to find them on eBay. That's a great spot for them. There's a lot of like junkyards and stuff that kind of like put the stuff on eBay. Also, that's another place that's good to check is junkyards. Yeah, so I mean, you could get it at a fraction for the price as compared to like buying them brand new or buying them from Brembo, and you're still getting a huge major upgrade. A couple things I also want to go over about this video. I knew I was going to be going with steel braided brake line, so I crimped the hoses with like vice grips. Don't do that. Never do that. Unless you know you're changing your brake lines, like in my case. You should never like crimp up a brake line and then try to reuse it. I mean, I know it's like, oh, well, what else are you supposed to do? I mean, they make like these plastic inserts, like these rubber inserts, I should say, that go into the brake line so it doesn't like leak or drip. But do not crimp them. Not a good idea. Never reuse a crimped brake line. But in my case, like I said, I knew that I was going to get steel braided brake lines, so it didn't really matter. I just needed to stop the flow. For the TSX owners that are watching, you could use any Genesis coupe that has the Brembos. I don't know exactly, I mean, comment if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure from 2010 to like 2015 or 2016, the Genesis coupe R-Spec, either engine, I think they both have the same caliper setup with the Brembos, either the 4-cylinder or the 6-cylinder. They both should have, if it has the Brembos, they should fit. The only thing that you would need 2015 plus Nissan Rogue, I think it's the S and the SL. The SV doesn't come with the third row, but you also have to make sure that it's with the third row option for the rotors, because the S and the SL might not have the third row seating, but when it did have the third row seating, they had a larger brake rotor. So with that being said, make sure that it does have the third row option when you're buying the rotor. I know when I was going to look mine up, I had to keep looking in descriptions and find one that said it does work for third row seating option. I know that sounds crazy because third row seats and brakes shouldn't be combined, but it does make sense if you think about it. Also, for the TSX owners, again, that are watching this video, your factory wheels will not fit with the Brembos. They will hit. So I had to run a 15mm spacer. The wheel weights actually were touching, so I actually had to take the wheel weights off for the time being. So all in all, it is a cheap alternative to get a big brake kit for a fraction of the price. Even the RL brakes are like $1,000 plus, like for everything, like with brackets and everything. I did this for, you know, $400. I could have done it at $400. Obviously, I did ceramic coating and I also did powder coating, which costs money. So yeah, I mean, it's a really cheap alternative to buying a big brake kit or even using for a TSX guys, as opposed to using the Acura RL brake calipers. And they're not even a Brembo, it's just, you know, a bigger, I think it's made by Nissan or something like that, but a bigger brake caliper. So yeah, I mean, it's cheap, it's affordable, it's good. Thank you guys for watching. If you didn't already, like the video and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching.